Hi you guys, and welcome back to my channel, my Pastel Love. In today's video I'm going to swatch and show you guys all my Huda beauty palettes. There are some big palettes, there are smaller 9 pan palettes right out there. So I will show you guys my entire collection, and by the end of this video I'm going to show you which are my favorite, which ones you should invest in, which one you shouldn't invest in, and which ones are worth the money. If you guys are looking to buy one of these palettes and you want my recommendation and you're confused about which palette should you get, because there are a lot of Huda beauty palettes and it can get a little overwhelming, I will help you guys make that choice. And without wasting any more time, let's just go. And if you are not subscribed, please hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so that you get notified whenever there's a new cool video out there for you guys. And now let's just dig into these beautiful palettes right here. Okay, so first of all, they have the bigger palettes, which is an 18 pan palette, and they have their mini obsession palettes, which are like 9 pan palettes. And Huda releases one big palette a year, and these are almost, I think, all the palettes a year except for the latest one, the grunge one. I did not want to get that one. It was very tempting, but I just felt like I did not need another palette, so I just skipped on that one. Other than that, I have all of them, and these are the obsession palette. These are the older ones, but I will start from here first. So I have got like 5 of the obsession palette. The first one is the electric obsession. This is their older packaging that used to come in the cardboard, and this is the one that has got all the colors. Back in the day I used to play a lot with colors, so I used to use these a lot, and these are some of the most pigmented, colorful eyeshadows you will ever see. Can you guys see it? So if you're looking for a good quality multicolored palette, then you can invest in the obsession one. And even the shimmers, this is one of my most used shimmer shade ever. At one point I was just obsessed with this shade and I use this a lot. Now I don't play with these as much as before because now I'm more like a neutral person, but once in a while, whenever I want to create a good colorful eye look, definitely I look forward to the electric obsession. Can you guys see the pigmentation? I will swatch as many shades as I can. Next, one of my favorites is this Coral Obsession, because look at the color story. It's so warm, vibrant, and I love colors like these, like the orange and the rust is just so pretty. This again, this rusty orangey shade is one of my most used. And also, if you're looking for a good quality yellow, look at that. It's very difficult to find a good pigmented yellow shade, and this is an absolutely stunning. And although these palettes are quite old, you guys, it's still so creamy and buttery, which is why I feel like the Huda palettes are so good quality and it's such a good investment. That's the Coral Obsession. Next one is this one. This is the Gemstone Obsession. Now this one I didn't get a lot of use of. Like, again, back in the day, it's full of shimmery and gemstone, so I used to use these a lot, but now I just completely stopped using. Also, some of the shades hit hard pan, but yeah, this is not so much of my favorite. So this is the Gemstone Obsession. Now, 2 of my most obsessed palette has to be these. So these 2 are like top 2 out of the older obsession. These 2 are my top 2. The first one is the Mauve Obsession, and look at the color story. I fall in love with this color story whenever I use it, like this darker maroon shade and this one right here. It's just so beautiful, and it creates such a beautiful mauvey undertone wala look, and the shimmers also in this one is absolutely stunning. I'll just show you. Look at that. Such a beautiful, and this is very good to put like in the middle of your eyes to make the eye pop, and such good quality shimmer. So even the white in this one is so good, and the deeper colors, like a deeper burgundy color. Overall, this is one of my most used and my top favorite Huda palette, the Mauve Obsession. And another very realistic palette is the Smoky Obsession because of the colors, y'all. Like, this brown is something I use for every eye look. Like, even in my eyebrows, I put this brown. It's such a beautiful cool tone dark brown. And even this one is such a good cool tone mid tone taupey brown. And there's a black and there's a lot of good quality shimmers. And this silver is the best silver in my entire collection. Let me just look at that. Look at that. If you just pop this in your inner corner or in the middle of the eye, it just elevates the eye look, and I absolutely am obsessed with this silver shade and I use this a lot, which is why this is my top favorite when it comes to the smaller smoky obsession palettes. Next, moving on to some colors. This is the Pastel Lilac palette, again a smaller palette. They switched to these plastic packaging from the cardboard packaging, but look at the packaging, such a beautiful lilac pastel shade. These are quite new, which is why it's kind of clean. Again, if you're looking for a beautiful lilac purple, if you like that type of shades, then definitely you can check out the lilac palette. I love, look at that, I love the pigmentation on this as well. Just look at this color. It's what you see is what you get. That's the best part. And look at this duochrome type of a shimmer shade, so pretty. And even this purple is extremely beautiful. So that's the lilac palette. I need to play with this one. And this is the Pastel Mint palette, again a very beautiful looking. They were on sale, like 50% off. Whenever they are on sale, I just pick it up. Look at that. Again, if you're looking for, if you like playing with colors and you want to go with the sea green type of theme, then you can check out this palette. Look at that pop of color. Look at that, so pretty. And look at this duochrome shade again. The shimmer shades are absolutely stunning. The shimmer shade in all the palettes are absolutely stunning. So that is the pastel palette. This is the mint one and this is the lilac one. Next two I have in the green family. The first one is the wild. Look at that shift. This was like some animal theme, but it has got like darker greener shades with a pop of neon green. Now this green is something I never owned, which is why I wanted to have a neon yellowish greener shade, because yeah, from time to time, to elevate my look, you can pop this in the inner corner. It's very trendy. Can you guys see this shade? This has like an animal print. This has like a snake print, animal print going on, and even when I touch it, I can feel the 3D effect. And look at the color, so pretty. Yeah, so that is a beautiful green and I absolutely love it. Even this green is something I would want to try out. So the thing that happens is I don't get a lot of use out of these colorful palettes, but time to time I like to go and dive into these, like some of the shades. This green again is intriguing me. So mattes in the 9 pan palettes are extremely like pigmented and buttery, and the shimmers are good as well. So that is the wild palette. Next is the khaki palette. This is the khaki haze palette, and again I got it because of the color story. I wanted a like a military green, army green type of a palette, and this shade right here is so beautiful. It's a dirty green type of a shade. It's very unique when you pop it in the eyes, and even this shimmer right here is something I use a lot. Can you guys see? So you can just blend this all over the lid and pop with this shimmer, and you got a beautiful look just using these two, and you can deepen it with this, and it has got some transition shades as well. So that is the khaki palette. So these two is something I need to play with again, and I love both of these. Next, coming to my most used and most favorite and latest obsession are these nude palettes. One is nude medium and another one is nude light. There's also a darker one which I skipped, but look at the color story. Now nudes and warms are my thing, and I get a lot of use out of them because this is something I can deep dive into on a regular basis. Look at this cute little shade right here. It's such a beautiful, just all over the lid shade. You can use this as a transition, and this warm brown is so versatile again for everyday use. It's a very good warm brown, and you can pop up with one of these shimmers, and this is like a very good everyday palette, and it's good to own a nude palette. And more than this light one, I am obsessed with the medium one. This one kind of, the shimmers kind of broke, but the mattes are what I use on a daily basis. Can you guys see? It's such a beautiful, like a taupey warm shades. It's such a pretty color story. Look at that. Now these shades are something I can just pop all over the lids and I'm good to go. Like any of these three colors I can put all over my lids, and I don't need to do anything. If you're a beginner, I feel like this is the palette for you. Just go for the nude medium palette, the 9 pan palette, and you can just use these shades all over the lids. The mattes are beautiful. This has to be in my top recommendation. Next are these two matte palettes. Again, a cool tone palette and a warm tone palette. These are my latest purchase. If you saw my Nykaa haul, you will know that I got these two recently and I'm obsessed with them. So this is the cool tone palette. First of all, look at the packaging, so beautiful. Even the outer part is like matte and 3D and so luxurious, and I love the hard plastic, and I'm happy that they skipped on the cardboard and it looks so luxurious. Again, look at that cool tone matte color story, and this is all matte, and you have two creamy formulas, but again, beautiful color story, absolutely stunning. So if you like little bit cool tone mauvey dirty kind of a look, just go for these. And mattes are something, again, I get a lot of use out of them on a daily basis. So this is the matte cool obsession, and this is the warm one. Again, I cannot have enough of warm palettes, y'all. I am obsessed, and also because these colors just look good on me. Just look at that. These are my soul colors. These colors I can never go wrong with. Just pop this all over your lid. Just pop this all over your lid. Where do I swatch? No space. Just pop these all over your lids and you're good to go. Top it up with a brown, like a darker brown. These are like cream to matte finish. Again, this formula is amazing. Can you see? Just put this all over your lid and then top it up with this in the outer corner, and you have a beautiful smoky warm eye look going on. Absolutely stunning. I'm obsessed with this one, and I can see that I'll get a lot of use out of these. So this is again highly recommended. If you like warm and if you like cooler, then definitely go for this. So those were all the 9-pan palettes. Now moving on to the 18-pan palettes, and these are supposed to be made in Italy and those are supposed to be made in China, which is why I feel like the quality on the 9-pan palettes are much better and more consistent than those. Though some shimmer shades and some shades may not be working and it's a little inconsistent, but these are like overall very consistent. Okay, now starting from this one, this is the oldest one because this was the first palette they had launched launched back in the day. Then they reformulated it. This is the remastered palette, but this is the old one. Okay, this is even before the reformulation. Now these are some of the most beautiful chunky shades that there was. Now it's not working. Okay, these have become like chunks, which is why, because it's quite old, it's not working. And can you guys see? It's beautiful, but it just leaves pieces of chunk on your eyes, which is why I stopped using them. Back in the day, I got a lot of use out of these, especially this shade Dubai. It still works and it's so beautiful. Can you guys see that color shift? Wait, I'll show you. Look at that shade. It was one of my most favorite shades, Dubai, and it still works. This was before the reformulation. However, they reformulated these, but I didn't buy it because I had already invested in this one. But the mattes are the same, and the mattes still work even after years. They are still buttery, pigmented, and some of the most beautiful and most versatile shades you will get in this. Like, if you have this, you're sorted. Can you guys see the warm shades? Sorry, I don't know. Can you guys see the shades? It's one of my most used palettes. This one is the shade Bossy. It's still so creamy and buttery. Like, it just blows my mind. This is such beautiful formula, like the shade Sandalwood, Henna, like Cocoa. Like, if you have this, you're sorted. But if you tell me that do I wear this a lot now, maybe not, and I have better recommendation, because this was like back in the day, like 2016-17, this was it. But now I feel like they have bettered their formula, they have bettered the color story, and I have better recommendation for you guys. Anyway, this was the second palette. This was the Desert Dusk palette, and look at the packaging again, such beautiful. This is Huda herself, and this is the palette again. This Eden shade is such a beautiful peachy shade, and I love peaches for my crease, and it looks so pretty and pigmented. This is again one of my most used shades. And again, this shade Amber is very beautiful. Again, it has that same brown shades. This is also very similar to Cocoa. This orange shade was again my obsession, because I love oranges. So I used to like combine this color story. Can you guys see? So I used to put the peach in the crease, and then I used to put this all over the lid and deepen it with this. So that is your warm tones, and it had got some beautiful pop of pink and purple. So this one, the Twilight shade, is so pretty. Like, it has got a little bit of shift going on, so you can pop the pinks between the warm shades. And it also had like a pressed glitter. This is like your pure glitter, and it just stopped working for some reason. And anyway, I don't get a lot of use out of that. This is where I work with, and I still absolutely love the Desert Dusk palette from Huda. Next, let's go to this palette here. Look at it. It's so beautiful. This is the Mercury Retrograde palette. This is one of the newer launches. New matlab iska bhi I think 2-3 saal to ho gaya hai. But look at this palette. This is such a beautiful palette. Like, look at the color story. Look at this color. If you are somebody who loves pop of color, like a little bit of sea green, a little bit of blue, then definitely look at that pigmentation. It's like one swipe pigmentation, which is why I'm telling you guys, the quality is something I'm obsessed with. Now this shade called, which shade is this? It's called Nebula. This shade called Nebula is again one of my most favorite shades out there. Look at that. Can you guys see? Wait, I'll just show you. Just look at the shade. So the 18 pan palettes ka shimmers are also very beautiful, and it's just so good quality, and it's just consistently good. Look at that. So if you're looking for a colorful palette in the bigger form, and you are somebody who loves to play with colors, then you can go for this one. It also has some beautiful mattes. like these are very neutral colors that you can put again all over your lids, and you're good to go, and pop one of the shimmers. Overall, it's the most beautiful palette I own, and I have a full-fledged review on this one, like eye looks and everything, so I will link that somewhere here, so check that out. Next, I'll talk about my most favorite, like spoiler alert, this is my top favorite bigger Huda palette. This is my most used, most loved. This I got back in 2019 and I'm obsessed with it. This is the Nude palette from Huda. This just changed the game for me because I feel like nude matlab pehle hota tha ki warm nudes, but this leans very cool tone. Can you guys see? It's very similar to Color Story of this one. I came out with this concept of like cool tone nudes where you lean towards mauves and a little bit pastel, little bit purple, pinky, yet neutral. It's not like in your face. So that is the same story of this one. And back in the day when it came out in 2019, people went crazy, and I have been using and loving this since then. Like this shade right here, it's a deeper purple shade. This is something I wear in my outer corner, and I blend it with the shade which is like a mauve dusty shade all over my lids. See, this is the mauve shade that I put like all over my lids. So I put this all over my lids, put this in the outer corner, put a little bit of this in the lower lash line, and this shade, you can see a dent here, right? Because this is an beautiful shade to put in the middle of your eyes. Like if you pop this in the middle of your eyes, it just elevates your look. Trust me, you have to have this palette. If you're looking to buy one palette, I will highly recommend this one, especially for the shimmer shades. This three, 1, 2, 3. It's such a unique formula. Sorry, even this one, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's such a unique formula. Look at that. I'll swatch another one for you guys. Sorry, I'm getting a little messy, but it's the most beautiful shades of shimmer that there is, especially this one. I'm just obsessed with it. I can go on talking about this palette, but I'll say no more and move on. But if you have to get one palette, definitely it has to be the Huda's Nude palette. Now, similar to the Nude cool tone story is this palette. This is again the latest. I think it came out 2 years earlier. This is a rose quartz palette. It leans very cool tone with mauves and pinks. This dirty, dusty, purple color, and also there are some warm browns. But what stands out in this palette again are the shimmers. The shade Cosmic Love, this one Empowered, this one Blissful, this Moon Magic. Oh my god, I have to swatch and show you guys what magic it creates. Can you guys see? Like Huda knows her makeup game. Like look at that. Can you guys see? So yeah, I feel like these two are very similar, the remastered one and the nude one, but I feel like owning both is a must-have, especially because of the unique shimmer shades. The mattes somewhat are similar, but the shimmers are definitely worth the money. And I feel like if you want to own, depending on what you like, if you like these type of glittery shades, then definitely you can look at that. Oh my god, if you like this kind of glittery cosmic shades, if you are obsessed with something like that, then definitely you can go for this one, the rose quartz palette. Otherwise, if you're more of a matte person, you will still get a beautiful shimmer shade here. If you want that, you can definitely go for this palette, but both of these are highly recommended. At least buy one of these. Okay? Now I have two more palettes to go, y'all. These are the latest again. This one I got this year, this one I got last year, and I'm obsessed with both. This is the Naughty palette. Now this one launched with these, okay, ये जो मीडियम न्यूड एंड लाइट न्यूड है, इसके साथ ही ये वाला लॉन्च हुआ था. द डार्क न्यूड आई डेंट गो फॉर बिकॉज डार्क न्यूड में जो कलर्स है आर हियर. Can you guys see? This is a more dark, grungy, warmer palette. It has got a very dark cranberry shade, like a wine color. Beautiful and pigmented, like a dark wine color, a very dark brownie, cool tone brown color. Again, has got a little bit of mauve undertone and has got the most beautiful brown shade ever. It's called Naughty and it's so buttery and pigmented. Can you guys see? So beautiful. इसका shimmers भी बहुत सही है. This one, Desire, is so pigmented and pretty. Can you guys see? Like, look at that. Oh my god, where do I swatch? Look at that. One swipe, beautiful pigmentation. Got a little flaky, but just look at that. If you're looking for a beautiful red shimmer, this is the one. So pretty. And if you're looking for, like, all the shimmers are so beautiful, I can go on talking about them, but just very good quality overall. This is like a darker, deeper palette, and it also has got some beautiful neutrals going on. So yeah, that is the Naughty palette. Last but not the least, I have the Empowered palette. This is the latest one, and look at that. This leans more gold, and this I feel is more for the brides. If you're a bride to be and if you have some good Indian functions coming up, this is the palette you should go for. I mean, can you guys just say, look at that gold? It's like pure gold. Look at that. Let me just swatch. This is like pure yellow gold, and this is has got a little bit of white gold mixed. But both are just so pretty. So if you like golds and you like silver, this silver is also something I'm obsessed with. If you like all this type of shimmer shades, I feel like it's very good, again, as I told you, for brides and Indian festivals. But it also has, what I like about this is that it also has this. Can you guys see this section? It has got beautiful, warm, everyday shades that I am obsessed with. Again, sorry for the messy swatch. Like, I don't know where do I swatch it. Okay, let me just swatch it here. Yeah. So there are beautiful shades. One of my most unique shade I feel is this color right here. It's called Winner and it's a gray color. Can you guys see such a unique gray shade? Such a pretty gray with a little bit of silver undertone and mauve going on. Very cool tone, very unique. And another unique shade are these cream shades. This is a cream black and it's creamy and pigmented. Can you guys see it has got a shine to it? And you can use this even as an eyeliner. You can use this like a black smoky eye ka base banane ke liye. And even this shade right here, it's called Worthy and it's a cream to matte finish. So it has got a shine. Again, if you want a brown black smoky eye, you can use these as eyeliner, you can use this as whatever. So overall, this is a very good palette to invest in. And if you ask me now, finally, if you ask me which palette you should go for, I feel like you should go for this one. This will give you a lot of use if you're a makeup artist, if you're a makeup enthusiast, if you like wearing eyeshadow in your eyelids, then definitely you can create a lot of looks with this one. My personal favorite, as I told you, my personal favorite has to be the nudes palette because that's what I go for. This is the kind of nude and neutral that I use on a daily basis. This is my personal favorite. So if you want, you can go for this, but this is more versatile according to me. So that is that. And when it comes to the nude palettes, and when it comes to the smaller palettes, if you want to invest in, I feel you should invest in this one or any one of these two are good enough. This one is more, as I told you, I love the mattes in this one. The mattes in this one is also equally beautiful, so either or you can go for these or you can also go for this one. So that is that. So yeah, those were all my Huda Beauty recommendation. I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, hit the like button, subscribe to this channel. Let me know in the comment section what else recommendation you guys want next. There are a lot of lipstick swatches videos coming up next week, so stay tuned for that. Until then, take care and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.